On this lesson, I'm going to talk about string bending. String bending is one of those aspects of technique which can really define a player. And there are some guitarists who are instantly recognizable, like B.B. King or Jeff Beck. As soon as you hear two notes, you know exactly who it is. And it's one of those fantastic things that you can do on a guitar you can't do on a piano, for example. Now, the basic technique is actually quite straightforward. Basically, you take a note, let's say a regular pitch here, G, and instead of playing this note like this, you bend up to that note. That's the principle. You can do semitone bends, that is one fret, tone bends, whole step, or you can even do minor third bends. Albert King, one or two of the other blues artists use those kind of techniques. What I want to do for this introduction to this technique is simply to give you a couple of simple bends. As well as the ones that I've indicated, you also can use it as a kind of expression tool. For example, here, to finish off a note. Especially if it's combined with vibrato. It really helps a lot. When you're doing this, especially if you've got a rock sound, this type of overdriven sound, you have to be careful of the damping. The damping becomes very, very important. The heel of your hand rests very lightly on the bridge, and sometimes you're able to catch the strings underneath so that they're damped as well. So let me just give you, from the pentatonic scale, one idea. These three notes here, I can bend this one up to here. And you hear that's bending it back down again, or releasing it. Then here, quick. Now that one's not quite going up to the C sharp. It's just being used as a device to finish off the phrase. So it could be played something like this. One other idea is you could bend from the G to the A, as I said earlier. This is a slightly harder bend to make. So to talk about the technicality of that, don't bend with the fingers. Support the fingers with, for example, if I'm using the third finger, support it with the two fingers behind and do the bend from the wrist and from the hand. This will make it much, much easier for you. Another thing you might try is bending in the higher positions is sometimes a little easier to do. If you still find this really difficult and you're not making the note, try to overextend, bend beyond where you think the note is, and it'll always be easier to come back to it. One technique which is used by some guitarists is they lower the pitch of the strings just a bit. Some people take it down a semitone, some people take it down a tone. And this helps you to actually create an easier tension for the bends. In fact, this particular guitar is a couple of cents lower than concert, which really helps for that kind of sound.